Today we are reporting on Ramón Emeterio Betances, who was known as El Padre de la Patria. Puerto Rico's history is filled with the echoes of resilience, resistance, and revolution. Among the figures who shaped the island's destiny, none stand taller than Ramón Emeterio Betances, a man whose name is synonymous with the fight for liberty. Known as El Padre de la Patria, the father of the fatherland, Ramón Emeterio Betances dedicated his life to the ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. Born on April 8, 1827, in Cabo Rojo, Betances was not just a revolutionary. He was a physician, writer, abolitionist, and a visionary leader whose influence extended far beyond Puerto Rican shores. His legacy continues to inspire not only Puerto Ricans but freedom fighters across the world. Betances was born into a wealthy family of mixed racial heritage, a fact that deeply influenced his worldview. Though privileged, he witnessed the horrors of slavery and the inequality faced by the Puerto Rican people under Spanish colonial rule. These experiences planted the seeds of his revolutionary ideals. Ramón Emeterio Betances once said, "I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Liberty is not negotiable." Betances pursued a medical education in France, a country at the forefront of progressive thought during the 19th century. It was here that his ideology began to crystallize. He was influenced by the revolutionary ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, which became central to his life's work. Returning to Puerto Rico as a physician, Betances not only healed the sick, but also worked to heal the deep wounds of slavery and inequality that scarred the island. His actions as an abolitionist were legendary. Ramón Emeterio Betances organized the famous Ramas de Higüey, a movement that used Catholic baptisms as a loophole to free enslaved children. Under Spanish law, baptized children were considered free, and Betances used his own wealth to fund this effort, freeing countless children in the process. Another quote from Betances: "Slavery is an affront to humanity, a crime that no law can justify." Betances' writings were a powerful tool in his fight for liberation. His 10 Commandments of Free Men became a manifesto for the independence movement. Written in 1867, this document called for the abolition of slavery, universal suffrage, freedom of religion, and independence from Spain. Excerpt from the 10 Commandments of Free Men. The people of Puerto Rico deserve the same rights as any other nation: to govern themselves, to live freely, and to prosper without chains. Betances distributed this manifesto widely, inspiring not only Puerto Ricans, but also Cubans and Dominicans who were engaged in their own struggles for independence. His vision extended beyond Puerto Rico. He dreamed of a free and united Caribbean. Betances is perhaps best known for his role as the mastermind of the Grito de Lares, the first major uprising against Spanish colonial rule in Puerto Rico. On September 23, 1868, a group of revolutionaries seized the town of Lares and declared Puerto Rico's independence. Although the rebellion was quickly suppressed by Spanish forces, its significance was profound. It was a declaration that Puerto Ricans would no longer accept colonial oppression. The Grito de Lares is considered the birth of the Puerto Rican independence movement. Ramón Emeterio Betances, though exiled at the time, provided the funds, weapons, and ideology that made the uprising possible. He became a symbol of resistance and hope for the island. Ramón Emeterio Betances said, "Lares is the flame that will ignite a revolution for generations to come." After the Grito de Lares, Betances was exiled from Puerto Rico and spent much of his life in the Dominican Republic, France, and other countries. But exile did not silence him. From abroad, he continued to fight for Puerto Rico's independence and the liberation of other oppressed nations. Ramón Emeterio Betances was a key figure in the broader anti-colonial movements of the Caribbean and Latin America. He collaborated with leaders like José Martí, the Cuban revolutionary, and shared his vision for a united Antilles, a coalition of free Caribbean nations. José Martí said, "In Betances, we find the spirit of freedom. He is a man who carries the hopes of the Antilles in his heart." Ramón Emeterio Betances' influence extended beyond politics. He was also a poet and writer whose works captured the essence of the Puerto Rican struggle. His words continue to resonate, reminding us of the sacrifices made in the name of liberty. Ramón Emeterio Betances passed away in France on September 16, 1898, just months after Puerto Rico was ceded to the United States following the Spanish-American War. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on. Ramón Emeterio Betances is celebrated today as one of Puerto Rico's greatest heroes. Statues, schools, and plazas bear his name, and his ideals continue to inspire the fight for justice and self-determination. Betances also said, "A free Puerto Rico is worth any sacrifice. We owe it to our ancestors, and we owe it to our children." His vision for a free and united Caribbean remains a powerful reminder of what can be achieved through courage, conviction, and unity. Ramón Emeterio Betances' story is not just Puerto Rico's story, it's a story of global resistance to oppression. Ramón Emeterio Betances was a revolutionary, a healer, and a visionary. His life is a testament to the power of standing up against injustice and fighting for what is right. If you're inspired by Ramón Emeterio Betances and want to learn more about Puerto Rican heroes, subscribe to Every Bori. Let's keep these stories alive and honor the legacies of those who shaped our history. ¡Viva Puerto Rico libre!